In our Boomtown coverage, tourists pack Central Florida, bringing in millions of dollars in tax revenue. But certain rules restrict how that money can be spent.
Now, one local lawmaker is calling for a reversal, saying the purse strings should be controlled by local leaders. News 6's Nadine Yanis reports.
Well, in 2019, Orlando had its best year yet when it came to tourism. $75 billion came in and $300 million were collected in tourism tax dollars. That's more than any other county in the state. And now there is a new push to use that money for things like infrastructure, public transit, and even affordable housing.
The motion carries. The vote is 4-3.
It was this controversial vote in late 2019 to use $125 million in taxpayer money to expand Kirkman Road to Universal's new Epic Universe that had residents wondering, why can't the theme park or even tourist taxes fully cover the costs?
They don't need $125 million. We should not pay Universal.
And that controversy?
It's like, we got to do something about this.
Spurred Democratic State Representative Eskamani to file House Bill 6075 to change the way tourist tax dollars are spent.
And this prevented us in 2019 from using TDT money to pay for a road that Universal Studios wanted.
The bill, filed last month, will provide for more flexibility. As it stands now, counties can't use TDT funds for things like roads, transit, or housing in the tourism district unless it spends 40% of them on advertising. County documents show right now Orange County spends about 30% or $57 million on advertising through Visit Orlando.
They use our water, they cause us traffic. We don't actually see a lot of the benefit from it beyond it going back into tourism, right? Like, if you explain that to someone, it doesn't sound really good. But we're saying get rid of the 40% caps, local governments have more flexibility.
And it's an idea that's getting traction through the new Orlando YIMBY movement, also known as Yes in My Backyard.
As soon as the threshold is taken away, then we could start to reallocate funds that are going towards billboards in Ohio, and instead use that money on infrastructure that's so badly needed here.
Creating a petition and this letter to get more elected officials on board.
I don't think it is a coincidence that the tourism lobbyist groups only make their arguments in private. They make their arguments in closed-door meetings with elected officials, and they have their talking points in one hand and campaign contribution checks in another hand. I am here on camera. News
6 reached out to tourism leaders like the Central Florida Hotel and Lodging Association for comment with no response. Mayor Demings releasing this statement in support of local governments having more flexibility. Quote, what we need is support from our legislative delegation to allow greater home rule for local governments to have discretion from the state in making local decisions on spending locally generated tax dollars, period. So Eskamani has filed this bill in the House of Representatives, but as of now, there is no companion bill in the Senate. It has a long way to go, and we'll see if she even gets a hearing on this issue when the legislative session starts in January. Reporting on our Boomtown series from Orlando, I'm Nadine Yanis, getting results, News 6.